Good morning, everybody. As we begin the class and the first learning module, I would like to share some thoughts in this video with you about the main objectives and the main expected outcomes of this first module, as well as some of the main theoretical issues that we will be discussing during this first module of the course. So, as you can see from the description of the module and from the page which lists the learning outcomes, these first couple of weeks of the course will be dedicated fairly exclusively to theoretical ideas related to the scope and the definition of the very term business writing. And to give you a background about why I made that choice, we're basically trying to examine this idea that a lot of people outside of the field of writing studies have, that business writing, like every other kind of professional writing, is primarily about filling in some prescribed form, some prescribed rules, creating sort of predetermined kinds of documents, the memo, the report, the manual, whatever it may be. So we're trying to push back against that notion and to begin understanding business writing as a rhetorical practice which is governed by purpose, audience, and context, like every other kind of writing. We also need to begin understanding business writing as a situated practice, and what that means is that writing is done within organizations. Organizations have cultures, they have customs and habits and ways of doing things. So a genre of business writing, like the business report, for example, may look one way in one situation, in one organization, and may look quite different in another one, depending on a bunch of different factors, depending on the context and the culture of that organization. And the third theoretical idea that we need to examine is this notion that business writing is a very complex field, subfield of professional writing, which is governed by a whole bunch of factors, both internal and external, and which cannot be just reduced to some kind of sets of rules about how to produce certain kinds of business documents. Now, that said, there are conventions for different kinds of business documents, and we'll learn those as well. But I'd like us to begin this course and begin this module by considering business writing to be an area of theory of practice that is governed by a whole range of issues and a whole range of conditions and a whole range of contexts, and that these conditions lead us to create the kinds of business documents that we think belong in business writing. Okay. So during this first module of the course, I'd like us to focus primarily on theoretical things, and we'll examine things like, what is the scope of business writing? What do we mean when we say business writing? Are we just talking about those genres and those forms, or are we talking about something else? And we will do that in this module primarily through online discussions. You will be asked to post reading responses, and you will be asked to respond to everybody else's responses on the discussion forums as well. Now, the structure of this first module is very much typical of the structure of every module in this class. This module will begin, as you can see, with the page that describes the learning outcomes and just kind of outlines the structure of the module and what we're trying to accomplish, and then that's followed by several assignments. In this case, it is several reading assignments and discussion post assignments. And then the module concludes with a kind of reflection, synthesis, analysis, kind of a discussion post in which you are being asked to pull together things that you have learned or things that you have questions about as a result of this module, and reflect on your progress so far. So this is the basic structure. And the reason it's done this way is because obviously we need to start with something that we know, or we think we know, and then build on that knowledge, and then at the end of the module we'll say, okay, has our knowledge, has our understanding of these topics changed, modified in any way, stayed the same, why not, what else do we need to do next? So that's the basic structure. If you have any questions about anything related to the class of this module, assignments, due dates, deadlines, how to approach certain tasks, please do not hesitate to post your questions on the FAQ discussion list, and we will try to help you as a class. I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much, and have a great first learning module, first couple of weeks. Bye-bye.